So what's the best Alan Partridge sort of introduction? Look who's back. Back again. JP's back. Tell your friends. Roll the credits. So welcome back everybody to my Mid Morning Musings. 2 years it's been, 2 long years since my last Mid Morning Musings, and that one was entitled Back to Work. Well, I've been back to work for quite a long time now, and it's not quite the same as it used to be. When you get a 2-year enforced sabbatical, it tends to make you look, give you time at least, to look inside yourself to see who you really are and what you really want and what you're about. And that's definitely the case for Kelly and myself. I would say Kelly even more so. I'll get to that in a second, but we really had time to think about what we were doing and what our purpose was, really, on this earth. That all sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Very mystical. Some sort of spiritual thing. But to be fair, we have had some sort of spiritual awakening over the last few years. Now, we have been back to work, as I say, for a semblance of work for nearly 2 years. And things have changed somewhat. People are different. Some people haven't come back to dancing. Some new people have come along that we've not met before, but definitely the landscape is most definitely different. But it's not necessarily for a bad thing. Now, we've talked about the terribly negative aspects of having such a long period off and the country closing down and the world closing down. I mean, we've talked about that, Kelly and I, in our podcast, The Shoe Bag. Link below if you want to check that out. It's on the screen in the description. We talked extensively there about some aspects of mental health and how the lockdowns hurt people in significant ways, and also how dancing can help. But we've decided that we needed to make a change in the way that we operate our business and the way that we go about our lives. So what have we changed? What have we done? Well, I've got a little bit more grey hair now. My beard is definitely more grey than it was. And I've got a little bit more grey in the sides of my hair here. Not that I'm too concerned about that. Honestly, I'm not too worried about that at all. We changed more of our diet. We've got even more strict, I suppose. We've got rid of as much of the processed sugars and foods as we can. Eating more healthy, clean food, which we're definitely feeling the benefits of. We've taken the time to look into more nutrient-rich supplements and vitamins that we take on a daily basis, which have made a massive difference actually in our general well-being and the way we feel each day, which is really important, because if you don't feel any good, you can't perform any good, can you? So that's so important, and we've done that. If you want more information about that, let us know and we can pass on some details. But some of the other things, the major differences that we've changed on a day-to-day basis are we are now more aware of ourselves internally, and so something that we do on a regular basis is meditation, which we find is tremendous to calm the body and mind and get you set and ready for your tasks for the day. before, Kelly made the most change out of the two of us. And one of the reasons for that was that she enrolled herself in something called the Self-Love Club. It's an online course run by a lady called Lucy Davies, and it's awesome. She has changed immeasurably. Now, not that you would necessarily have known, those of you that had interactions with her on a daily basis in the studio and that sort of thing, she suffered significantly with lots of anxiety and bouts of depression. And this has helped her enormously. And she is a completely different woman now, which is for the better as well, of course. You know, it's been really, really, really good for her. Something that she wouldn't have had time to do or even thought to do had we not had the enforced time off that we were all made to do. You know, when you're so busy trying to fill your diary, trying to run around, do things, that and the other, you don't necessarily realise you haven't got any time for yourself. Running a business is difficult. I'm sure many of you that run your own business will understand that. And when you are running your own business, you've got an awful lot to consider and do. And there's not always time for yourself. So this period of time did give us that opportunity. So, and she did that course. She is, as I say, completely different now, and she is now in a position where she can advise and help people to overcome the same things that she encountered and experienced, which is great. And it's really helped me as well. She's given me mindful tips and that sort of thing. I never really suffered in quite the same way as Kelly, but we all suffer to a certain degree. So change, you know, it's important to understand that sometimes things change and we have no control over that. But sometimes you can change things for the better and for yourself, but often you need a bit of time for that. So we're lucky we've had that, and it's one of the, oddly enough, benefits of the pandemic and the lockdown. It gave us that opportunity to look within ourselves and think, well, we're not happy with this, we're going to change these things. So we were able to change our diet, we've changed our daily structures and that sort of thing. And the things that we consume, not just in terms of food or drink, but also in terms of information and anything from the media, so to speak, as well. So how we consume things, because everything that you see and listen to affects you in certain ways, and quite often it impacts you in a negative way. So we didn't want to suffer like that anymore. So we've changed the way we look at things and how we consume everything about our lives. I mean, of course, the last few years have been terrible. For some people, really absolutely awful. You know, we're lucky enough to still be here talking about our experiences. For all the bad stuff and all the negative things, we've been quite lucky that it gave us an opportunity to look inside ourselves and make a change, a positive change for the future. Because without the enforced layoffs and the breaks that we had, we wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have had time to do that. So we would have been different people. We would have still been plodding along with the same routine, doing the same things and hoping for the best. But now we know the best is yet to come. And I think that's a really, really positive thing to take from all the crap we've had to endure over the last 3 years. I, for one, am quite excited about the future now, and I can't wait to start it. So look inside yourself, see what there is that you could change. Whatever tiny little thing you could do for the better. Maybe look at stopping some of those processed foods. Maybe look at getting rid of some of those processed sugars from your diet that will make you feel better. Change what you drink. Perhaps stop drinking Diet Coke and drink some sparkling water to start with, perhaps instead. You'll definitely feel the benefits. Be a bit more mindful meditate perhaps. Take a moment in your day, just 5 minutes, to sit down and close your eyes and compose yourself and think within to see what's inside you ready to come out. Because we're all built to be wonderful human beings, and the changes inside us, they're ready to happen. You just got to find it, and well, you got to look for it actually, and then when you look for it, you'll find it, and then you can make some tangible changes in your lives for the better. We all deserve to be happy, and we should all go and strive for that happiness. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on today. This is a little bit too, I don't know, woolly today, isn't it, perhaps? No comedy really today, not that I'm particularly funny. I'll try and make the next one a bit more light-hearted as well, a bit more fun. I suppose this has been fun. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you have too. Anyway, so today's Mid Morning Musings, change.